Michigan has added a four-star wide receiver out of Texas, Andrew Marsh. We're going to talk about what that means for him and the Wolverines wide receiver room right after this. If you like what we are doing here at Campus to Canton, please hit that like and subscribe button. Show us some love. We are trying to grow the college fantasy football game. Andrew Marsh, again, as I mentioned, a four-star wide receiver out of Fulshire, Texas, listed at 6'175", has committed to Michigan. Pretty good recruit. On3 has him as wide receiver 24 and a 4-star. ESPN wide receiver 9 and a 4-star. Wide receiver 10 for 24/7 Sports and a 4-star. And then wide receiver 11 4-star for Rivals comes in at a 93.41 in the On3 industry ranking. Again, listed as a overall 4-star in the composite rankings. He is a very good wide receiver. Just talking about his game real quick. Per On3, he was the Texas District 19-6A Newcomer of the Year as a sophomore after catching 53 passes for 845 yards and 11 touchdowns. And in his junior season, he alone had an historic game of his own where he also took Katy Jordan, his high school team, to a playoff spot for the first time in school history, catching 8 passes for 240 yards and 5 touchdowns in one game. As a wide receiver, he can line up everywhere. They typically have him outside, but he can play in the slot. Very, very good hands. If you go watch his huddle film, he has a lot of really great one-handed grabs, spectacular catches in the air, really challenges at the catch point. He does also flash some speed. We have him listed at over 20 miles per hour, at 20.5 to be exact. He is a 90th percentile athlete, so he is very good there as well, and joins a Michigan wide receiver room that, like, let's be honest, if Colston Loveland goes to the NFL after this year, which, I mean, he technically can come back, he's got 2 years of eligibility, it is wide open. Kendrick Bell, CJ Charleston, Channing Goodwin, Frederick Moore, Samaj Morgan, Tyler Morris. I mean, Tyler Morris expected to have a very big year this year, the junior, but Amorian Walker, none of these guys, I think, bring the talent and skill that Andrew Marsh does. The interesting thing will obviously be, what will Michigan's offense look like? Alex Orji still technically has 3 years left of eligibility. We don't know quite yet what he is going to be as a passer. Incredible athlete in himself, really great rushing threat. We have yet to be able to see him as a passing quarterback so far in his college career. All that could obviously change in the 2024 season. They obviously have the 4-star quarterback Jaden Davis as well, who a lot of people were high on in the recruiting world. In my opinion, a very good game manager, and would be a guy who could throw the ball up to Marsh if he ends up taking over Alex Orji, depending on what Orji does. The quarterback room and the offense alone is going to cause us to have a little bit of concern here for Andrew Marsh, as well as the fact that Michigan just really hasn't been able to get the best out of their wide receivers since Braylon Edwards, probably. I mean, we've seen what Nico Collins has done in the NFL. They just couldn't get the best out of him out of Michigan. They didn't really need to. Power running game, incredible defense. We saw what that team has been able to do over the past couple years and dominating the Big Ten and obviously winning the national championship last year. We will see if new head coach Sharon Moore, obviously who was the offensive coordinator, interim head coach at times last year, brings any changes to the offense. Do they pass more? That will be the key here, and really kind of seeing what Andrew Marsh's future could be here for Michigan. But overall, a very intriguing player, intriguing wide receiver that could be a very big name for them, big get in this recruiting class, and could be a very intriguing player moving forward if they decide to open this offense up a little bit more. Let me know what you guys think about drafting a wide receiver in next year's supplemental draft that's going to Michigan, who could possibly be their number 1 wide receiver, even as a true freshman. Let me know in the comments.